Hello again. In our last video, we have seen how to create a simple API service component and deploy it to an environment. Now, in this video, we will see how to configure an API endpoint and test it using Postman. So let me bring up my screen again. So in the last video, as I mentioned, we have already created a simple test API service component and deployed it to an environment so that we have our endpoint configured already in this component. Now we will see how to form a complete URL based upon your base URL from Atom management page and endpoint from your API component. So for that, first I need to go to Atom management page under manage in shared web server. So you could see here API type is set to intermediate, but it should be changed it to advanced because intermediate API type doesn't support any API components in the Boomi. So you first of all you need to make sure that your API type is set to advanced here and make sure that these changes are being saved. So now this is the base URL that I'll be copying, and to have the endpoint, I'm going back to my API service component, and this is the path to rest. And if I wanted to pinpoint to a particular listener or a particular process, then I'll go to the actions and edit endpoint. Here I'll get the complete endpoint that is pointing to this particular process. I've copied it and paste it over here. Now this is my complete URL that is used to hit this API service. I'll go to Postman. Here you could see my HTTP type is set to get. So I'll leave it default to get only. My URL and authorization that I've set in my Atom management page is basic. So I'll set it to basic. I've already used this authentication details earlier, so it have already been you could see already been configured in my Postman, but I'll show you how to get it from your Atom management page. You should go to user management. Under users, you'll have the username that needs to be picked up for your username, and for password you can use the show token and get use this token as the password. If it is the first time you are generating the token, make sure you save these changes. I'll hit a run now. This is showing 200 OK. So to make sure if this particular process have been executed or not, just to show, I'll go to my process reporting page. And like we could see that there is a listener process that have been executed here. This is the process that we have used in our API component, and you could clearly see that this process have been successfully executed. That means our API call have reached to this listener that have been configured or that have been used in our API component. So this is how you'll create your API component, deploy it, and configure the endpoint and test it using the Postman. Thank you.